Good morning, everyone. We have a very special guest who's coming all the way from San Diego, California. It's FamilyJules.
Good morning.
Good morning.
It's so early.
It's very early. Nani? Hello.
So Jules, my first question.
Whoa.
Yeah. Sorry. I didn't know if you knew. This is actually just an hour of questioning.
You mean an intervention?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I actually like the idea of an intervention starting. So my first question.
I'm just curious. You got up this morning for breakfast stream.
Yes.
I know that you don't always do like the early mornings, and I just wanted to know how was it.
It sucks. It's terrible.
What
but
time is it at home?
This has really just been an honesty test.
6 a.m. 6 a.m. back home.
Well, now you're here.
I love the Jamly Fools. Hello, Chugga Conroy. I am here. I drove 5 hours last night from... I don't even know. Like, the East Coast is like an enigma to me right now. Like, I used to live on the East Coast, but now I don't. So I don't know where anything is, and I just follow the Gips.
I mean, the good thing about the East Coast is that if you ever have to pee, you can.
As opposed to the West Coast.
Well, maybe the West Coast is different, but like in the middle of the country when you're driving, there's places where like you can't pee.
Oh, it's just like so
West
stretched
Texas.
out.
On the East Coast, everything is so dense. There's always a place to stop. The entire way.
That makes sense. Yeah. No. I went to MomoCon, and then I spent some time on 8-Bit Drummer's DDR machine. Mm-hmm. And then
and now you're here.
And now I'm here.
Days or something.
Yeah, they were just like, we don't have a lot of places for you to sleep, so you're gonna sleep on this cold metal Dance Revolution machine. And
sleeping on metal is kind of maybe your brand as the metal boy.
No. See, like my whole thing is like it's like an outward thing.
Inward is soft.
Inward is soft.
Okay.
Massey constantly refers to me as a what is it? A roasted marshmallow, like crispy and black on the outside, but like it's just a tiny thin layer, and then I'm just, I mean, look at my dog.
tiny little poof dog.
Yeah, my dog is a outward, what do you call it? Projection.
Of
of who I am on the inside. I am goo on the inside. I think we all are in a weird way.
How is Yuna? She's hanging out downstairs with Brandon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. She is adjacent to Brandon.
Yeah.
Brandon adjacent.
Yeah. I'm gonna read. Well, I guess I'm gonna read this, Eddie. Hi, Eddie.
No picnic is complete without Tiny Eddie's infamous mud lumps.
That's not my favorite way to start the day. It's from Tokeno. It says, we need a breakfast treat for our guests. Eddie, please tell them what to buy. Mud lumps.
Any store.
Outside of a store. In the parking
In the
lot.
picnic.
Yeah, I personally don't eat any mud lumps. I think that Jules might be willing to try one mud lump.
I'll try anything twice.
Oh, that's one too many times.
Yeah.
Why? Well, like, I'm trying to think of... Hold on. I'm trying to think of something that I need. Sensory deprivation tanks. Mm-hmm. The first time I tried a sensory deprivation... Are you familiar with the...
I have not tried them, but I'm familiar with them. Dan goes to them, like, monthly.
Yeah, it's good. But the first time... No, 3 times is way too much. The first time I went, it was anxiety ridden. Like, you're waiting until it ends. You're like, okay, I don't know what to think about. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Like, when's it going to end? What's it going to be like when it ends? Like, how long do I have? But then once you've experienced it, then going back and kind of knowing kind of completely puts you at ease. Because you've experienced it all the way through. And yeah, that's an example of something I would say you have to do more than once if you want to give it a hearty go.
Yeah, I that sort of thing has always been immensely frightening to me.
Yeah.
Because it's every aspect of it is scary. It is small.
Yes.
It is dark.
Yes.
You can drown.
No. If you drown, I'm sorry. There's so much Epsom salts in there
drown, I'm
that like
sorry.
Yeah, if you drown, I'm sorry. Listen, you can drown. It's not impossible. It would just...
out of all of the bodies of water in your life that you can drown in, the one with thousands of pounds of Epsom salts essentially propelling you to float, if you drown in that... The other thing is like, oh my god, the salts like they burn your eyes. So you're not going to want to turn around. You're laying on your back. I mean, that's the only way you really can do it is on your back. So somehow you end up like this and then drown because you're constantly going to be screaming in pain from all of the salts in your eyeballs.
Sure. Well, that makes it easier to drown, right? You're screaming, so your mouth fills up with liquid and salt.
I feel like
Steven,
you would
arm
I feel like you would instinctively like pull yourself out so you can scream into the ether, you know?
Breakfast stream is very dark, very quick.
I didn't.
Steven's got you. I can find a way to die in a tank, Jules.
Maybe
It doesn't seem like it'd be that difficult.
Well, then maybe you need the tank.
I'm already afraid of the tank.
I'm talking about a great, sometimes spiritual, self-enlightening, progressing experience. You're talking about drowning, Steven, so don't put this on me.
We had 600 bits from Narkitty with the George Sugar the Star Rain. 34 months from J-Spoke. 43 from Seraphim. We got another little Eddie here from Full Metal Grizz.
Our greatest snack scientists invented Tiny Eddie's chili and tart Velasa honeycomb muffins.
Chaz, what?
What?
Chaz, why does Velasa honeycomb get added as a potential food item?
Did we add in like German language rules where you can just combine things?
Yeah, there's combinables. It's fine.
Okay.
Tiny Eddie, please offer a special treat to our esteemed guest, Family Jules. Chili and tart, which... that's not the worst combination. I don't know that I would want that in a muffin. I'm not sure that Velasa honeycomb makes that combination any better.
On a muffin. In a muffin.
I mean, sweetness in a muffin is fine.
Adjacent to a muffin.
Yeah, there's no... Hi, Chad. The only Velasa that we have options for is Raptor or Velocity. So it's either a fast muffin or a scary muffin. But if it's a scary muffin, I would probably just put it right inside the deprivation tank.
Salty.
Mesa, say hi to Brandon for us.
Brandon's downstairs. He has work. We got 8 months from Hawkeye Elite, 36 months from Skanork.
Yay.
Congrats on the
Clap,
3.
clap, clap.
You'll be the hit of the party with Tiny Eddie's roasted sandy iceberg brine loaf.
It's from Leaf. Says, Tiny Eddie, quick, we need a family-sized snack for this family of jewels. Roasted sandy iceberg brine loaf. That's a lot of grit. That
Thomas
I don't
would
need.
like it.
Our friend Thomas eats sand. He's 34 years old. Like, I don't know that he eats it regularly, but it's happened more than once.
That's regularly.
Okay.
Yeah, I did bring the marshmallow.
If you're trying things, twice. If it's regularly, thrice.
Yes. That I can, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. 41 months from Chill Days, 21 from Master of Dark, and 50 months from Sudabite. Sure, have another Eddie.
Give your kids the treat with Tiny Eddie's toast-wrapped zipper beer.
Zipper beer.
From Incarnado, Lord Edward of Minneton. As tomorrow is the anniversary of the day of my birth, I would like to partake in one of your snack cakes. Happy early birthday.
Happy early birthday.
Why don't you just go ahead and unwrap that toast off of your beer? This is just a... What do they call those things that you put the beer in? A koozie? Mm-hmm. It's a zipper koozie.
A toast.
But it's a toast shape.
Morning, Josh.
Morning, Josh. That's a lot of bread. I just feel like somebody
The
who
carbs
would...
in the beer and the bread.
Yeah, like I feel like something about that is just like You love bread. you love yeast. I don't know.
That's the tagline for Tiny Eddie's Toast Wrap Zipper Beer. You love bread. Give your kids a treat. Well.
Well, I mean, your kids could be over 21. Like you could.
That's true. Or you could just live in Wisconsin.
True.
Yeah.
In Wisconsin, they just give children beer. It's fine.
There's rules.
There's not that many.
There's not that many.
There's really not.
Yeah.
You can't act like there's a system when there's not. We got 19 months from Mickey3445, 510 bits from Vanderwall, who says quietly, 11 months from RPG Gary, 7 months from Cat Lizard, 20 from Kennedy KJK 2016, 13 months from Let's Gamer, 500 bits from Hawkeye Elite says, good morning, grandparents. Good to start my vacation with good people and before a drive to Phoenix for their Comic-Con this weekend. Should be a good time and hope you have a good morning. Also, happy belated birthday to Kepi. Aw. Well, thank you for that. And good luck on the drive. Phoenix is hot.
But the air is wonderful. I feel like
The air is wonderful?
Phoenix? In Phoenix. Cause like you know how it's got like those mountains that like kind of circle around. It looks like a Sim City.
Yeah.
Like Sim City level.
Yeah,
Sure.
it does.
It, like when you're flying into it, you look like you're going to like like a Sim City level or like City Skyline or because there's nothing over there. That's the draw distance. What I feel like I've heard is that all of the I can say this right, haboobs. That's what they have.
Yeah, the storms.
The dust storms.
Yeah.
That they call haboobs. That's a.
I can say this. Right?
Listen, I really have to like when I'm with you guys, the filter goes to like.
It's an extra filter,
It's
just in case.
Just in case. Yes, actual thing, haboobs, and they're terrifying. Like if you watch a video of a haboob, terrifying. It looks like the end of the world is coming.
Yeah.
And it's just a wall of just dust. But so they got a lot of dust and stuff like that.
That's in Phoenix?
It's just
The
in the
whole
desert.
area in the desert.
It happens
yeah.
like in Tucson too.
But like for some reason I feel like all of the dirty air just kind of like hits these draw distance mountains and then just goes over the city. Because for the most part, like whenever like I get into that circle, I'm sure it has a name. It feels cleaner.
We've only been to Phoenix, I believe, one time.
We've been through Phoenix a few times.
Have we?
Yes.
We stopped in Phoenix once.
We stayed in Phoenix once.
We did stay in Phoenix once. Oh, then we've been through Phoenix twice.
3 times.
Okay. Oh, well then that's a regular thing. If it's happening 3 times.
Maybe 4.
Jack used to live in Phoenix area.
Oh, okay.
There was a time I drove from San Diego to Phoenix to meet up with him for like New Year's. And I'm not a driver. I don't like long drives, and it was probably like 6 hours, but like I was just rolled out of the car and, you know.
Do you still feel that way about driving?
Yes.
So how was the drive yesterday? Was it terrifying? Because you also drove at night, like completely in darkness.
I prefer to drive at night, even though it's like statistically more dangerous or whatever.
Well, it's more dangerous in that you lose visibility, but typically there's a lot less people on the road to kill you, so it seems helpful.
So if I die, it's my fault, which I like.
Not
I like being
necessarily true, but okay.
the statistically higher likelihood that it was my fault. No, I like to have that kind of autonomy over my own life. So, yes, it sucks. I feel like I've always been hyper aware of the, you know, two ton killing machine that is the automobile.
Yeah.
So I'm not a huge fan of it.
Well, I'm glad that you made it here in one piece.
Yeah, me too.
That part is important. It's important, especially since when you told me you were like, well, I'm gonna leave at like 8 p.m. I was like, okay.
It was important for me to be on Breakfast Stream.
I'm glad you're here.
Yeah.
Simply because Breakfast Stream was a very important healing part of my COVID experience. I don't know if, because for some of you guys during that probably remember me being in the chat.
Yeah. You were in chat quite a bit.
Quite a bit. It started kind of becoming because I was on the West Coast and because I had the sleep schedule of a high schooler, I was up until 6 a.m. every day working on projects.
Yep.
And there was something super comfy and super windy down of breakfast stream is the last thing of my day.
It's not a lot of people's last thing.
No, it's most people's first thing.
But it can be.
I guess so. So, yeah, it was like one of the only, like, I feel like habitual things I had.
Yeah.
Was, it's Monday, which means it's Tuesday, which means it's breakfast stream. So
yeah, actually, that's
Josh.
The something to look forward to thing is we were just talking about that because the vlog just got the play button in the mail, and that was one of the talking points that I had about the vlog has been going on so long that it becomes very comforting for people because they know that it's always there.
It's always there. Yeah.
So, yeah. Breakfast stream's been going on for almost 5 years now. We're closing in. It'll be September, I think. Yeah.
Wow.
We were in the top 1% of just chatting in 2022.
That is huge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That is absolutely huge. Congratulations.
It's also just a testament to the fact that we just don't stop doing it.
I mean,
which is mostly it.
I mean, just chatting, you guys are also like, fighting against all the like e-girls and like yeah.
That's true.
And ladies. Sorry.
And it truly the secret was to just get up in the morning and drink coffee.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's it. That's the only thing you need.
I think, don't ask that question, Evie Breeder. I think there's something about like things that will push you to just do something. And I think for me, it's always been like as close as to me waking up to having something that's like, I need to do something has been really important for my mental health for sure.
Yeah.
I've always been a big fan of making your bed, which probably seems very silly coming from the dude in all black and sleeve tattoo. Gotta make my bed. But that's actually something I talked to my chat about a lot. But yeah.
Oh, it's
bathtub full of coffee.
That seems, slightly expensive and time-consuming to do, and also scald risk.
That's a bean tub.
I guess you can make liquids not hot.
Correct.
Famously, by doing nothing.
Yes.
Good. I'll have to keep that in mind.
Steven, that's one of the rules of thermodynamics.
Thermo what?
Yeah.
We got 35 months from Evar, 23 months at Tier 2 Gold Toast from Ojaniel, 10 months from Prelio7, 29 months from One Weird Cat, 42 from Sacrocelica, 30 from Nomi Bookworm, 21 from Nemo from the Hills, 46 from Bored Turtle, 3 from Silverblade444. We'll get 3 into bits from Will Peters, who says, it seems like you can only drown in the tank is by actively trying to drown yourself. I mean, that would be the easiest way, yes. But also, I'm sure if you just panicked, panicking makes everything so much worse, and it does seem like an environment for panicking.
The opposite of a sensory deprivation tank, a hypersensitivity bean tub.
You're not wrong.
I would like a bean tub.
Me too! That's something I would experience twice.
I mean, I'm not going to sign up for twice before I've experienced it once, but it does seem like it could be kind of nice.
Well, you have to have a cold one and then a hot one.
I didn't really feel the hot bean tub. Cold brew bean tub was great.
Cold brew bean. Oh, I feel like it'd be oily. Yeah. Like there would be an oil to both, but I feel like cold brew is more oily. Yeah. Well. So yeah, Momocom played guitar with Sonic the Hedgehog. Thank you.
I saw that image.
Yeah, there was a guy.
What happened?
There was a guy who was in full Sonic costume, and he was dancing. He came up, and Jack was like trying to pull him up on stage. And I don't know if you realized that we were like, come on stage, because he was very respectful, very like, oh, I'll just be down here. And Jack was like, no, you're coming on stage because we're playing Chemical Plant Zone. Get on stage. So he pulled him up and he danced and stuff. And That wasn't the real. It was, for all intents and purposes. Actually, wait, no. Allegedly, legally, that is not the real Sonic the Hedgehog. I was playing the Dungeons and Dragons cruise. The best experience of my life. It was maybe not, but like in recent history. It's hard to say something like the best experience in my life.
Sure, that's a big thing.
It's huge.
The most recent best experience.
Yes, absolutely. Sure. Probably in the past 5 years, my favorite trip I've ever done. I was one of the 24 official GMs for the D20 cruise.
And you also played music?
I did play music. Yep. It was interesting because that was like the tabletop community is one that I have like no in with. Like I don't know anybody. So it was interesting to go to a place where like nobody knew who I was, and I had to really kind of just be like, "Hi, everybody. I know I look like a Hot Topics poster child, but I promise you I can play Dungeons and Dragons and play guitar." So it was really fun. It was absolutely awesome.
Was it a few days or a week?
Yep, it was 5 days. Last year I went on a Disney cruise, and I remember thinking, this is like incredible. How do I not pay money for this? How do I do this for free?
The cruise aspect?
Yes, the cruise was amazing, and I was just like, it's very expensive, but I did do a Disney cruise, so that was probably a huge.
There's like tiers.
Yeah, definitely. How many cruises do you go? I went on that one last year, and I was hooked. I was just like, but it's very expensive. So first thing I did was like, I was like, how do I do this but work it? Because it also seemed appealing to me to perform on a cruise ship.
Yeah.
We have someone in chat that worked on one for 6 months, and they just got off a tour.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're here this morning.
Oh. But yeah, I searched. I was like nerdy cruise or something like in Google. I'm just like, there has to be something, and it was the first year they did the D20 cruise.
So how did you get involved with that?
I just emailed them. I was like, look, you're gonna Google me, and there's gonna be nothing to do with Dungeons and Dragons. In fact, there's gonna be a lot of stuff.
A lot of regrettable things
that I did for charity. If you see a picture of someone that looks like me and I'm in a pretzel, it's not me. You're the door. I am the doorbell guy. Don't Google yoke. I just it is for charity. So, but I was just like, listen, I have a lot of stuff to my name, a lot of musical stuff. But trust me, bro. Just trust me.
I mean, that's cool that they
did.
They did. Were some of the other people that were on the cruise as GMs, were they mostly just like very experienced GMs, or were they like GM content creator people? A little mix of both.
I would say probably mostly GM content creators and stuff. Okay. But yeah.
Interesting.
They weren't famous. It wasn't like Matt Mercer, but it was a lot of people on varying degrees of people who have I mean, there's people that like brought their entire miniature set. They had like a castle on their table and stuff. Like people go really, really hard on it.
Interesting.
So yeah.
That's really cool though.
It again, getting to perform, play Dungeons and Dragons. It was a lot of D&D. It was 8 hours of D&D a day.
Was that broken up into 2 sessions?
Two sessions. I had a day group and a night group.
Did you do like one long narrative over a course of 5 days?
I actually did two. I created a whole new world that I was wanting to make for a while, and I had both parties doing things together that were affecting more or less the other party's stuff.
That's neat.
It was fun. So, yeah, I've been DMing for 21 years.
It's a while.
It is a while.
It's a good bit.
I got a 3.5 book when I was 10, and it was the Dungeon Master's Guide. I dove just like straight in.
We got 300 Bits from Cheesehammer says, oh, hey, it's the guy who recorded that Pears and Pork song and plays the doorbell and the mayonnaise. Does Jules need a Cheesehammer? Steven has one he never uses. Could probably be a great musical instrument.
I gotta post the pears and not the pears and pork, the raisins in my Rolling Star or whatever.
Or whatever is the appropriate response.
Jules isn't like 25. Everyone thinks I'm a lot younger than I am, which I'm just gonna... Yeah, I'm 21. I've been DMing for 21 years. Yeah. It wasn't a placenta. It was a D20. Yeah.
I love that.
I came out of my umbilical cord was attached to a beholder.
We got 6 months from Nerdy Salesman, 10 months from Monkey in the Moon, 22 from Axu Sableye, and 25 months from Noir Kitty. Thank you. So, my question, Jules, is that you're someone over the years who, when I've talked to and looked at the projects that you're working on, I'm impressed. I'm mostly...
But
I'm impressed, but I'm mostly confused and concerned
at
the amount of stuff that you have put out.
Yes.
And when you're like, I also did this cruise, I'm like, how did you find time to do all of these things? Because you put out, covers and videos for those covers so often.
No. I do have a crippling workaholism, mindset. It's gotten better over hairspray is the secret to youth. I think
you got that from your dad.
I got it from my daddy. I don't know, man. It is strange because like I think a lot of people consider me like whatever the opposite of like lazy is, with doing everything all the time. And I guess I've always wondered, like, where does that come from? Like, why is it that I feel the need to do so many projects? And I think the answer is I don't feel the need to. I really just make time for the things that I really, really want to do. And I think it's actually sort of the opposite, where I feel like I get sucked into a hole of realizing that, oh, I haven't relaxed in 21 years. But that's also been something that's interesting because I don't relax like normal people. Like, when like some people think of relaxing, they think of like, a nice hammock on like attached to a tree, and then you read a book or whatever, and that sounds like medieval torture to me.
So what would you do to relax?
It's tough because I have to find something that's work-y that isn't, and that's something that's been a very sometimes like mundane tasks. Doing like video editing sometimes is a relaxing thing that I can force myself to do, because doing music, it's so creative that I feel like a lot of people probably experience this with, like, if you have a 9-to-5, you're like, oh my god, I just wish I could do something creative. I wish I could do something. It works the other way too. If you're always doing like creative stuff, you're like, god, I wish I could vacuum or something.
You do run into creative burnout.
Yes.
Where you need to like reset your mind by doing something,
yep.
Even if it's like cleaning your house.
Yeah. I think also D&D, but I almost never play. I almost always DM, and so that's a work that is relaxing for me. And that's something that, like, I feel like nobody ever told me. It's like sometimes relaxation could be what somebody else would consider work, but I always think like, like margarita on the beach, like a postcard, that's the idea of what relaxation is, but
it is subjective.
Yeah, it's not necessarily. Everyone's
and some things are worth double points in relaxation for a particular person, and some things aren't, and they're negative points.
That's true.
Yeah, I think again, I I've always had slight concern watching how much you do.
And that's why you're my dad. That's why you're my mom and my dad.
I have found a great joy in doing less because I spent so much time doing so much, and in the last year, basically almost a calendar year, I have done dramatically less, and my life improved.
I think so. I won't get into it here, but I had a very rough year,
Sure.
Starting with breaking my thumb last summer. A lot of that was just kind of like the first thing that happened in a long series of unfortunate events. But I haven't really talked about the past year, and I'm not really sure how or if I want to really talk about it. But I've been forced because of that to slow down. Because so it's been a while. I think it's probably been since I broke my thumb that I have made weekly videos. I've been pretty consistent at weekly covers up until around then, and then ever since then it's been and I'd like to get back to it. I definitely get the comments of oh, you could probably take that off your banner now that you make videos every Tuesday. I'm just
what a nice thing.
Yeah, thanks,
for
man.
To take the time to write.
Yeah. So thank you for the good vibes, everyone. But I mean, I'm good, and what was interesting about the thumb thing was, so it was my right thumb. I need that to hold a pick. However, I went to school for classical guitar. Doesn't necessarily need a pick. I could have still made covers with a broken thumb, but something told me the universe is saying, stop! Stop!
Yeah.
So I said, okay, I'm gonna stop. I did still speedrun Bomberman 64 with a broken thumb for a little while.
Yeah,
I
saw that.
Yeah, I was playing like this.
MC, good morning.
MC, hello. What's this man doing here? Dude, I don't even know, man. This used to be the last thing I would watch in my day, and the fact that I am woken up from a decent amount of sleep
As the first thing for today.
Yeah.
This surely isn't the first time you've seen Breakfast Stream as the beginning of your day, is it? Oh, God. So the first time you're watching Breakfast Stream at the beginning of the day is the time that you're on Breakfast Stream.
Is this what it's like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it?
I mean, I've been up since 5:30, but
Yeah.
yes.
I mean, generally when you're watching it, you don't have giant bright lights pointed at your face.
I do. I actually have. No, it's specifically this because
Okay, fair enough.
I usually I might be if I'm in my studio watching, I have exactly 2 soft boxes directly at my face. So
Yeah. So this feels very homey. This is very right?
I hate that it is.
You're a homie.
These aren't even the bright ones.
You're a homie, right? Yeah. No, I have very similar luminescence, I think, because I don't think I have it all the way bright either. But I've been really trying to I have my lights in my room scheduled to turn a nice red orange.
You do that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I'm I think there might have been something wrong with my everything by having 6 a.m. haven't slept yet. Let's put on bright soft boxes right in my face. That's no. We've evolved to not like that.
Do you find that your sleep has gotten better?
The biggest the thing that. Sleep has been always a really, really rough thing for me. Just,
Sure.
No secret. Anybody who has seen me in this chat, it's no secret that the sleep has been difficult for me.
Yeah.
The thing that, clicked it just into place instantly was Yuna, my dog.
Yeah.
It was pretty much day after I got Yuna, I was waking up at 9 a.m. every day.
Really?
Yep.
Really? I love that, though. Because, I mean, I don't ever want to force my opinions or views on people. I mean, if they thrive from having a different sleep schedule, then good for them.
Yeah.
I have found personally that I prefer to be up in the morning. I'm not always great at it.
Yeah.
Actually, Chaz is here and is helping me get back on track, which is helpful. Thank you. But I do. If I can get up in the morning, my favorite thing is to like get up really early, like the sun is coming up, and watch like local news with a cup of coffee. I hope that one day when I retire, that's the only thing that I do.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get to that point.
That's great, MC.
I technically didn't get a second dog. I separated with Adriana last year, and she moved and has Marnie right now. And I mean, Adriana and I are still very close. So I actually saw Marnie a month ago, and it's very funny seeing Yuna next to Marnie because I feel like we've shown like the growing up of Marnie over the past few years,
Yeah.
Sure.
and how small she is. But now Yuna is like half the size of Marnie.
Like her rib cage, because I held her this morning,
Yeah.
is like just this big.
This is how
just a
it's a
tiny-
hand dog.
Yeah.
Tiny little thing.
Like I can hold the dog like this probably, but yeah, very small.
The idea of Stephen retiring is very amusing to me. NDL, please. I want to retire someday.
No, she's not even a toy pom. It's just she's baby.
She's just tiny.
Oh yeah, she puppy.
Little tiny thing.
Yeah, can we see the tiny puppo? I do not this time.
She'll be on the vlog.
Yes, she'll be on the
There will
vlog.
be plenty of vlog footage.
I usually have her in the back while I'm speed running. Like, she's got a little pillow that she'll just perch on.
Yuna is chilling on the porch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Yuna and Kepi cannot interact. Kepi's heart condition and
Trying to keep Kepi's stress level low.
and triaditis will spike if there is dog in house. So Yuna's chilling on the porch. In a different world, I would have loved to have had footage of them interacting, but it will be bad for Kep, so they have to be separated. We got 300 bits from Andy. It says, I started DMing in high school. I love being a player, but there's something about creating a world. Totally not looking into that cruise right now.
I believe it goes out of Orlando next year.
Cool.
So, and I will definitely be doing it if there's any possibility.
Yeah, it's that sounds really neat, especially because you get to kind of front load all of this time for gaming, which a lot of times is broken up across like, oh, well, we're gonna do a 4-hour session like once a week. Instead, it's like in 5 days, it's like blast
and
through.
intense. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's kind of fun. So.
Is Yuna on Twitter at all? She does have an Instagram that you should all follow. It's Pom Pom Yuna, but with periods between. I update it more than my own.
I love that.
We had 11 months from Galactic Baron, subscription from Ninja Canopio.
Welcome.
And 6 months from Owu, my dude.
I love that you just said those words.
Oh, do you want to hear Uwu?
Yes.
There's ways.
Make it happen.
I can't actually do that.
Okay, that's
but they can.
They can.
There it
Here we
is.
go.
Was that two at the same time?
It's also Josh.
Me and Jepsen.
Oh! I thought we had the two at the same time playing over each other.
Josh, I recognize that. 300 for Slick Duke, who says Uwu for Jules. 500 from the Leaf. Uwu hath been summoned. From Squid, here, Uwu. You asked for this, Jules. Uwu from Genesis. And also one from Fomo.
I can assure you, I did not specifically ask for what is happening to me right now.
Sometimes we don't know what we're asking for.
True.
We're asking for something and we don't exactly know what's going to happen. One of life's special little surprises is clearly on its way.
Ooh.
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 So, Jules, I have to ask, what is next for you?
I don't want to think about it.
Okay.
Because, like, the cruise thing was a bit of a surprise, because I saw that you had posted about that, and I was like, oh, no, that's interesting. I didn't know that you were doing that. So I'm just curious if you have any other things coming up, or even any, like, conventions for the rest of the year.
Rift of the Necrodancer should be releasing this year, and I composed a little bit for it. And you can hear one of my compositions in the most recent Indie Nintendo Direct, which
Awesome.
I'm still trying to deal with the fact that I did something like that.
I have a question.
Yes.
Mal, do you know where that box is?
I do. It's in the closet in the studio.
The closet in the studio?
Mm-hmm.
For those that don't know, Rift is so if you have played Necrodancer, you're probably like, that game is too hard. I played it for 5 minutes, realized I'm not good at it, and put it away. Or you did the other thing, which is obsessed over it, which I love. I love both of you for just trying.
One or the other. There's no in between.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Rift is not this. It's kind of a spin-off game, but it's not the same. It's not like a dungeon crawler. It's equal parts kind of like Guitar Hero, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, and Rhythm Heaven. So if you're into any of those, you should definitely check it out. What's in the box?
I was just curious.
What's in the box?
I was just curious if you had one of these.
Oh! Yes. No, I don't. Not that one.
Do you not have this? I thought it would be insane if you didn't have this.
I don't think I have this.
Really?
Well,
this is a vinyl of Cadence of Hyrule.
I'm on it. I'm on this.
Like, Jules produced music for this Zelda game.
This probably is, let me see, field music, peaceful, lots of... Yeah, so this is, Danny's mixes, but I did do the guitar for Danny's mixes. So any guitar that you hear, I'm assuming Lost Woods,
Did they not give you one of these?
I don't think so, but, like...
I thought that maybe they would, because, like...
With, It's been an interesting thing with music, because Nintendo has a funny way about music.
Well, I know that people are asking how we have this.
How do?
Nintendo. We're whatever they call them, Nintendo Cool Kid Creator Club.
Yeah.
Where they send us games. Sometimes they're the good games, and sometimes they're
NCKC.
not. So they sent yes. So they sent us that, and the way that they even sent it to, like, the way that you had to get it was they send out emails, and there was like a thing at the bottom of an email, and it was like in tiny font, separated from everything else, and it was like, hey, if you reply to this email with, like, Splatoon is cool, we'll send you a thing or something. And I was like, okay. And then they sent that. Or was that for the Splatoon?
That was the Splatoon
I guess that makes
one.
more sense. Jazz.
That's
how I got the
one.
Splatoon record. This one, maybe they just sent it. I don't know how they sent it.
I don't remember how you got that one.
I believe that the original purpose of these was that they gave them to, like, industry people for, like advertising Cadence of Hyrule.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't a composer on it, so I guess technically I might have been considered like a contractor or something for it, because I did like record, like I recorded the guitars that Danny wrote.
Okay.
Rather than write guitar for the songs.
Sure.
But then I did a bunch of metal remixes that I did all the mixing and mastering for, but they were still technically Danny's arrangements that I played on them.
But
so.
Yeah, I gave that Splatoon record to Emil. That's right. Yeah, the fact that you're playing, like, your music is on a Zelda game is still a very cool thing.
It's overwhelming. I mean, like, you can see from my tattoos, like, I've got Ocarina of Time medallions and Dark Link Master Sword here, Princess Zelda.
You're a fan of... It would be fair to say that maybe you're a fan.
I've heard of it. I've heard of Zelda.
I actually have a Zelda game. Right, have you had a chance to put a lot of time into Tears of the Kingdom?
Get that away from me. I probably have 100 hours in that right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's I'm sorry. That game has been out. Well, I guess it's been out a few weeks now.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have 100.
Noah's there.
Yeah. I'm in the process of, like, I got to a place where I'm just like, okay, that looks like endgame. I'm gonna do everything else in the game.
Okay.
which is what I also did for Breath of the
there's
Wild.
lots of people. Okay, yeah, if you're in the 100+ club, raise your hand. I want to see all of you. I want to see who's got 100-hour plus in there. So, I'm very curious.
How many are we at, Steven?
6.
Yep. 6.
I'm this many.
Chaz was telling me, he's like, statistically, you haven't played the game.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
correct.
cool.
I would say
That's cool.
statistically, yeah.
Yeah.
Breakfast raid, dear lord, that's
rare.
Although we have had a raid from Zachman in the past. Zachman, hey.
I've always wanted to raid breakfast stream, just stream for that long. Like I figured it might happen during like I did a subathon, and I figured it might happen during that.
Yeah, breakfast raids are so rare because a majority of Twitch creators wake up at 4 p.m.
Correct.
So whenever we get a breakfast raid, I'm like, oh, look at that.
Oh boy, 4 p.m.
Also, if someone's doing an all-night stream, they're generally not doing it on a Monday.
Yeah. Or I guess a Wednesday.
All right, all-night Monday stream.
Yeah.
We get 300 bits from Will Peters that says, Jules, when it comes to breakfast stream, things will happen whether you ask for it or not. It's true.
Yeah.
I think I can't disagree with I can't. There's no point of that argument that I can disagree with.
Expect the unexpected. I don't have anything unexpected to suddenly surprise you with.
This was unexpected. I feel like for me to be here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, it's this maybe a month ago is when you first reached out to me. It was like, hey,
Yep.
How if I were to stop by on these days, how would that happen? I'd be like, yeah, that's great.
I definitely yeah. So the whole point of this is MomoCon came up. I May was like a completely open month for me. I was just like, I'm not doing anything. And then suddenly, I met the head of all tabletop RPGs at MomoCon at the D&D cruise. It's Ginny Loveday. And I was telling her like, oh, like I would love to go to MomoCon, but I didn't secure like a performance slot this year.
Yeah.
So there's not really a whole lot of reason to go. And she was just like, volunteer to play D&D. And I was like, part of me was like, D&D has been my hobby.
Yeah.
And I am so notoriously bad at monetizing all of my hobbies and turning them into not hobbies
Steven, what's that
anymore.
like?
I learned it from my dad.
There's definitely times where Mal's like, oh, let's do this thing. And I'm like, well, hold on.
Yeah.
I gotta film it.
Yeah.
You don't do anything in this house without filming it. So, and then sometimes Mal's like, are we gonna open this thing? And like, that's for tomorrow. We have content for today. We need content for tomorrow, so we open it tomorrow.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So D&D has been my hobby. And I'm like, I'm not going to monetize this.
Sure.
And, yeah. I think I'm slipping down the slope.
It's fine. I mean, different people have different opinions about things. And I understand.
Correct. I agree. I agree with that statement.
It's a This is... How could you say something so brave? Yeah, I understand that certain people want to keep everything completely separate. And I get the value of that. I really do.
Yeah.
But for me personally, I have found that the opposite is true, where historically I have not had time to do things unless I make it part of work.
Yeah.
And for better or worse, that's kind of how I lived. Like when people are like, what games do you play for leisure? And I've been like, what does that mean? Because I have not done very much of that in the last decade. But I've also become used to it. That's why we have 6 hours in Zelda when everyone else is like getting to 100.
Mm-hmm. I think that's that actually kind of ties into why I'm here. Is I have so many people on the East Coast, you guys included, that I feel like for so long I've been like, I want to visit, but this life, you're doing conventions all the time, and you're already traveling so much for work that your threshold of being able to have just personal travel is so much lower, when most people with a 9-to-5 might go on vacations. Oh my God, I can't even imagine what a vacation must be like. Now, well, the cruise was kind of a vacation for me, but it was still kind of work.
Yeah.
So this was like, I was really like, this time I go to MomoCon, I'm going to just drive up. I'm going to visit all the people that I keep saying I'm going to visit. But
John
I don't.
talked about doing that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're here.
Me too.
I do
Thank you for
think
having me.
You're more than welcome literally anytime. Literally anytime, and I hope that you abuse that.
Okay.
I think the big thing is like making sure that you set time aside to
Yeah.
relax.
Yeah.
In whatever way.
Scheduling downtime is a huge thing that I think more people need to do.
We stopped doing, by and large, it's not like it's off the table forever, but we basically stopped doing conventions.
Yeah.
In a way that I think was good. Because then we don't have to... Well, instead what we did is we're like, we really like seeing our friends at conventions. Let's just all live in Raleigh.
Yeah. That makes sense.
I guess not everyone is, able to do that. But we found that it worked very well
that's cool.
For our needs.
Yeah. I like Raleigh. I've been here... I got here and then fell asleep.
Did you arrived at
I love it. It put me
2 a.m.?
straight to bed.
I probably got here at about 1:30, and then
Okay.
I probably fell asleep about 2.
It's like 6.5 hours ago.
Yeah. Yeah. So I remember Josh was just like, because I was just like, oh, I'm gonna probably try to go to breakfast stream or whatever, and he's just like, oh, go to bed. He's
looking out for you.
Yeah.
He's up this morning.
He's looking out for you. I'm sure we'll have everyone like over today and like hang out, so it'll be a good time.
Yeah, I definitely just like got in the car and I'm just with my dog.
Just autopiloted.
Yeah, over. Yeah, sleep good. I sleep good. I slept good, I think.
I want you to sleep good when you can.
Okay.
We literally have a nap room.
I might abuse that.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean...
Yeah, no, I didn't drive from San Diego to Raleigh and find Yeah. What is it, like Mute City intensifies?
Yeah, Josh and Dan especially get a lot of use out of the nap room. They're working over there, and then they leave their work and they come over here and their bodies can relax because they're not around work, and then they just pass out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, you may do the same.
One day, Brandon.
One day. We got 51 months from Wason A on Joltron, gifted a sub to Zachman103. 300 from Squid, who says, expect the unexpected. Eminem. Mom spaghetti. 300 from Wason, who says, morning everyone, looking forward to tomorrow as it's the time of the year I'm turning another rotation of the earth old. Thinking of making some yakisoba to celebrate it tomorrow. Yakisoba is good any time of the year, but especially as a birthday treat. Happy birthday. And 300 Bits More Turtle says, is MomoCon a convention for dumplings? I know it isn't, but I can hope.
Momo is the Japanese word for peach, which is the state fruit of Georgia.
And MomoCon happens in Georgia.
Correct. Yep. Yes.
But which state produces the most peaches?
South Carolina.
South Carolina!
Bowser.
It's a lie.
Peaches. Dude, so my most recent cover was a cover of Peaches, and I wore like a sleeveless shirt so that I could show off the peach tattoo. If you guys haven't seen it,
it's very good for video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who are like, please don't tell me you got that tattoo for this video.
And you told them yes.
No. I just
yes, I did.
I let them think. I just let them teeter on that.
Go ahead and run beans.
Did
it work? Bean broke.
Bean broke.
Chaz can do
fix.
Bean broke.
I don't know why Bean broke. Bean broke twice this week.
Bean broke.
Thanks, Chaz.
Thank you, Chaz. It's the first of the month. There will probably be, I don't know when it'll be. Actually, it might be a few days late. There'll be a Patreon video out in a few days. We'll talk about
being broke.
Something. We'll talk about broken beans. broken beans and broken dreams.
It sounds like my life.
I hate that for you.
Thank you.
I really hate that for you.
No, my dreams tend to come true, which is kind of weird. Like, I still haven't really got over the whole John Petrucci from Dream Theater showing up at my house.
That was quite a while back. Wasn't it?
Everything after that has just kind of been like, so, like, I just feel like I'm being rushed through all of these things that I never thought would happen. Like, the playing on stage with Dragon Force with Jack. That was.
I remember you talked about that at Coliseum.
That was silly. Yeah.
I love all of those things for you.
Thank you. No, things are pretty cool. The secret is don't sleep.
Oh my God! Nope. That's not the sort of advice we offer.
Here's another one. Me playing Fairy Fountain with Jason Richardson from formerly Chelsea Grand, Born of Osiris, but now All That Remains. Yeah.
Also, it's fun to have you on while your music is playing.
Yeah, that's cool. I always I still like kind of not cringe, but like I feel weird about like hearing modern progressive gent metal on a breakfast stream, especially after you have like a lot of like C418 stuff and
listen.
Sometimes Carlos.
I just
Popsky,
shuffle.
Yeah.
I just shuffle.
Playing with Grant Kirkhope, that was silly. Telling him to get the bleep off his property, that was funny.
Grant seems like a nice guy.
He's
Drag him.
He's Grant's like an onion. Many layers.
300 from Cheese Hammer says, but I thought peaches came from a can and were put there by a man in a factory downtown. Now you're saying they come from Georgia and or South Carolina? I mean, there are millions of peaches available in South Carolina and Georgia. So it's fine. You can choose.
Grant Kirkhope is Shrek. No, he is so cool. Grant is he's just a trip because like on the surface, he's like the most like he's just happy to be there. And then very slowly down, he's like the most curmudgeon-y old man that you've ever met. And he's also Scottish, so he's just, you know, shaking his fist at Cloud, like, just constantly. But then under that, again, it just had, like, most wholesome guy, he's just happy to be there. It just keeps going. It's fun.
He seems nice.
He's wonderful. I love Grant.
Just, you know, from the things that I've seen him say on like Twitter.
Yeah.
He seems fun.
Yeah, I really want to do a video where I speedrun Banjo-Kazooie in front of him and tell him how like garbage his video game is while I just break it in front of him. Just because like I feel like that'll rile him up and just get him to say some really funny things.
We had 300 bits from Sats. He says, got to sort out the medication kerfuffle number 2 yesterday, which meant traveling to another town for the slip to go to the local chemist. This also appears to be phone call week. I am mentally checked out. Pork.
Good vibes.
Good vibes.
Good vibes. Also, I totally understand the phrase, it is phone call week, I am mentally checked out. Because I am mentally checked out when I have to make one phone call. I don't like making phone calls.
You had to make a phone call yesterday.
I did not like it. It was also unnecessary.
Yeah.
As I learned. I had to call the water company to turn off the water at the old house. We moved. You knew that. Yeah. Sorry, it's still recent. It's been four
A year
weeks?
ago, yes. No,
Wow.
a year
5
ago
weeks
today
today.
we met at the old house to pick up keys for the first time from the landlord.
Wow.
Yeah. Ah. Anyway, I had to call the water company to be like, shut off my water. And they're like, we already had a request for that. And I'm like, oh.
Anyone can just call and get water shut off, apparently.
It's wonderful. So apparently the old owner who's getting back into their home is just real anxious. I'm like, good for you, buddy. I'm glad. Also, 100 bits from Cosmic Envoy 13. Thank you. Jules, do you want to let folks know what you have coming up? Either things to watch or places to find you. Like either physically in the real world or just the internet.
One day we will all die, and I will be joining that. One day you will be able to visit my grave. Comparatively, that is happening soon.
That's just not what I thought you were going to say.
But until then, FamilyJules 7X, you'll find all of my things.
Here's all my things.
Yeah. All of my things. We will all die. Live it up, my friends. Life is short. You're gonna be in a grave or a ditch, and I think it's very important that you all enjoy the time that you have here, and not worry about stupid stuff. So, if while you do that you want to listen to a spiky man playing video game music on a guitar way too loudly, then you can see my YouTube channel, which is FamilyJules. If you don't like that, which fair, you want to see somebody talk about speedrunning and autism, then check out my Twitch page at FamilyJules, or twitch.tv/FamilyJules, where right now I am working. I joined a Banjo-Kazooie 100% Scrambler tournament. Double elimination. I have won one race, and I have lost one race. So I have one more race until I am ejected.
Good luck.
Thank you.
On that. I played Banjo-Kazooie.
I'm sorry.
At launch.
It's
I was 8.
Who is the actor who plays Ron Swanson?
Yeah, that guy.
That guy. So people. So he was in the Last of Us show.
Okay, yeah.
And
Nick Offerman.
Nick Offerman. Thank you. And people ask, like, Nick Offerman, did you even play The Last of Us? Are you even like,
I
you
know
know
exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, and what he said was, one time I played Banjo-Kazooie, and I got so addicted that I never played video games again after that.
I saw that article when it came out, and I was just very confused. I was like, of all of the games,
I know.
Banjo-Kazooie?
Banjo-Kazooie.
Imagine not playing any video games and then playing Banjo-Kazooie.
And then becoming hopelessly addicted
to
it.
Banjo-Kazooie.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, like Mario Kart 64 was same generation. That it seems more accessible.
Yeah.
Nope, Banjo-Kazooie.
Banjo-Kazooie.
It's a wild world we live in.
Nick Offerman's like, yes.
I liked this.
That's hitting hitting those feel good chemicals right now.
Do the gaha again. That is it for Breakfast Stream. Jules, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you being here. And for everyone, enjoy your Thursday. If you missed Mal's stream yesterday, she made carrot cake cupcakes.
Yep.
That's going to be out on the VOD channel soon.
Maybe today. Maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, within the next few days.
I'm not in charge of that.
And then, of course, tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, we will be playing more Tears of the Kingdom. We'll turn that 6 hours into 8 hours. At this rate, we will finish the game in 1 to 2 years. I'm not even being facetious. That's just how long it will take. It's fine. It's fine. Push through. Thank you. We have 300 from Fossing. This is on vacation to California for the past week, and it's been a blast. LA has been fun the past few days. Going to head to the East Coast soon. The East Coast? That's where I live.
East Coast, least coast. I have to represent. Gotta represent.
Yeah.
Aren't you from the East Coast? 7 months from Duke Duke. And 300 for Slick Duke says, Last Minute Clown. That was the Last Minute Clown. That's it. Thanks for being here.
Brandon says, do you want to see Kepler?
We will see. You can't just bring him
He
up.
probably has a photo.
Oh, well, you can do that. You can do.
He's capable.
You can.
Brandon has
you have
those
the
powers.
power. You have the power to do it.
Chest side.
You have the power. Oh my God, no. There we go. There's Kepler. BM Kepler.
Damn. They thick.
Love that clown. Thank you, Andy.
You ever hear, I had a friend who was saying, one of the worst insults you can say is, who's this clown? Because not only are you calling them a clown, but you're also saying that they have so less notoriety that nobody knows who they are, you know?
Also, you heard that clown, right?
Yeah.
That was you.
Wait, really? Play it again.
Will this play the same clown?
Yes.
Jules, we work fast here.
You guys are very,
We work very, very fast.
who's the real clowns here?
Andy, thank you. Y'all have a wonderful Thursday. I will dome you here. Jules, would you like to dome? Pick a dome.
Sensory deprivation dome.
It's a good dome. We'll see y'all tomorrow night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern for Zelda Tears of the Kingdom.
That's a good dome.